Hello, everybody, and welcome to Politics in a Movie with your hosts, Doug and Mike. I'm Doug.
I'm Mike.
And this week's episode, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and Jaws. You know, Mike, I'm just realizing another linkage between our two topics. And
Yes.
it's that the department title is quite the mouthful.
Mouthful, huh?
Yeah, I think don't people
Hits
just
you in
call
the
it
jaws.
don't people just call it NOAA?
They do, Noah.
Yeah,
Yes.
because it's ridiculous to have to say that whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and due to contractual obligations, I need to give a big merci to Frenchie, our tech guy,
Yes.
or as he likes to say, Mike, obligation.
Oh boy, that's bad, Doug. That's bad pronunciation.
All right.
Bonjour, Frenchie.
All right. Well, as some of you may know, Mike and I have been workshopping a new segment that we gave the code name of Phone a Fan. And in that segment, we're going to pick out a fan of our show to participate in a fun quiz based on facts from our last episode. But we're not ready just yet. We're still considering candidates. So if
Yes.
you're interested, please let us know on our website, on our Contact Us page. And I think, Mike, we have your cell phone number at the end of that.
Oh, you're kidding.
Maybe. All right. But this episode's fun segment is our classic listener comments, brought to you by our sponsor, lentmail.com. Sick of texting, DMing, IMing, or heaven forbid, PMing? Then try using email. And then check out lentmail.com, which will really help you with that. Use our promo code PAM, P-A-A-M, and get signed up for free.
Check it out, Pammers.
Lentmail.com. Try it today.
Is that what we call our listeners, Doug? Pammers?
I don't know.
Pammies?
Pammies. Indeed. All right. Well, let's jump into the listener comments. Frenchie. All right. So the first one's to me from Tewksbury, Massachusetts. I loved hearing that the first public school was in Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, they also liked our new Dead or Alive segment, Mike, and would love to hear an episode on the history of immigration.
Yep. That's a good suggestion. I like it.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
Right. From Absolute Bot. Uh-oh, it's from a bot. In your Dead or Alive segment, you were wrong that Sally Struthers was in MASH. That was Loretta Swit. Oops.
Oops, Mike. We did it again. Yeah. We had an error.
Now, you know what I think it was, Doug? I think the Sally Kirkland played Hot Lips Houlihan in the MASH movie. Okay.
Well, Dead or Alive, Mike. Loretta Swit.
Loretta Swit died recently.
She passed away this year, age 87.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Next one up from Trust Fund Baby. I just discovered that you put extra stuff at the end of each episode. Nice.
Yeah.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
That's true, Mike. We do have stuff at the end of each episode. Frenchie puts together a little compilation at the end.
Yes.
If you stick around after our sign off, you'll get to hear little Easter eggs.
And if you missed the last ones, you can go back into our episodes and re-listen. See if you can figure out what those were.
That's right. If any of you have extra time, feel free to delve into our vault of episodes.
Yeah, there's some good ones. Oh, this is from Spirit 76 for Mike. When were you caddying and what was the best tip you ever got? I caddied when I was a kid, 11, 12. And I got some good tips. I think one time I carried 2 bags and a $20 tip was like the best you usually got.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a guy, he was an auto dealer. He was like even on TV. Crazy Larry from Larry's, wasn't Crazy Larry.
That's right. Yeah.
Our deals are crazy.
We got vans. We got red Nissans. So come on down to Crazy Hubs, right behind my house. We're down by Tankard's Nursery. Take a left by I-64. Come on down to Crazy Hubs.
He gave me a really good tip, and he was kind of a celebrity, so that was cool.
Good. Well, that's nice. Maybe you should get in touch with him, see if he wants to be a sponsor.
I think he has passed along.
All right. Well, contact his estate.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, that's it for listener comments this week. Listeners, keep peppering us with questions and comments, and maybe yours will get mentioned.
Sure.
All right. Well, listen, Mike, let's go on to your topic.
So NOAA is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and NOAA is a scientific and regulatory agency within the Department of Commerce. And they're tasked with understanding and predicting changes in climate, weather, oceans, and coasts. It also manages marine resources, which I think ties us a little bit to the Jaws movie topic.
Oh, yeah.
And supports economic and vitality through environmental intelligence. Key offices within NOAA include the National Weather Service, and they forecast the weather and they issue warnings and publish climate data. Very important to keeping us safe.
This is one time where television really fails to capture the true excitement of a large squirrel predicting the weather. I, for one, am very grateful to have been here. From Punxsutawney, this is Phil Connors.
Another is the National Ocean Service that's more focused on the coast and resilience and ocean health. The National Marine and Fisheries Service, which is focused on sustainable fisheries and marine conservation. They maintain our fisheries by making sure that certain species of fish, you'll see once in a while it'll be on the news that there's been a limit on catch. That's because of the Marine and Fisheries Service, which is part of NOAA. And I know that that's sometimes is a concern to the fish industry because, it's a limit on how much fish you can catch of a particular, only this much cod or this much shark, which is, in addition to being a recreational fish, like there's, recreational fishermen who go out on a charter, like Captain Quint does,
Yes.
Who go out for recreational fishing. And so those are not typically not as limited as commercial fishing. So you'll get like a shark steak at the supermarket or at the restaurant. So that's been commercially fished.
You know what this is? That's a shark steak sandwich. Fucking shark steak.
So those fall underneath NOAA.
Well, what exactly is a fishery?
I think the fisheries are basically the population of fish.
Oh.
Yeah.
So fisheries doesn't mean like little shops or something.
No, I think it's like the environment of fish. It's, but that's what they're looking at is they're looking at the sustainability. I mean, fish are something that it's not like coal. They're sustainable, they renew. You can limit it because you don't want to overfish a certain stock of fish because they will come back. But if you limit them, sometimes you'll help them to grow more. And shark, I know, is one species that they'll limit the size of the catch.
Oh.
Like you could, if you're a recreational fisherman, you've got to throw back a shark that's under 4 feet long or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just trying to bite you and you're like, come on, I'm trying to throw you back.
Yeah. No, when you're a recreational fisherman, and I'm sure commercial fishermen as well, you have to throw back certain size of fish.
Yeah. So you capture the shark. You're like, hold still. I'm trying to measure you.
Right.
Oh, damn it. All right. You're too short.
Yeah. But the historical origins of NOAA go back to 1970. The U.S. Department of Commerce, through President Richard Nixon, created, but their history stretches back over 200 years. Oh. Thomas Jefferson, when he was president, founded the U.S. Coast and Geodetic Survey to produce nautical charts.
Oh.
To keep track of maritime navigation.
Where? I can't. Here, diagonally.
Safe maritime navigation. You don't want those ships bumping into each other, or fishing ships or larger commercial craft.
Right.
I don't know how big they were in the 1700s, but I'm sure there was big schooners with sails and those types of things. But that was back in 1807. And in 1870, the Weather Bureau was created to provide atmospheric data and forecasts.
How does the Weather Channel fit in all that? That's like a private thing, though, the Weather Channel.
I think the Weather Channel is private, but I would not be surprised if the Weather Service gets some of its information from the Weather Service or other, agencies or information data sources that come from NOAA. So those are important federal agencies that keep us safe and keep our fisheries safe and abundant. More recently, there were cuts to NOAA and a lot of other federal agencies from the DOGE organization that was created under President Trump, Department of Government Efficiency. And I think there were about 450 employees that were let go from NOAA.
Oh.
And one area you and I have talked about is this, the cuts to NOAA. There was a quote that I found from a meteorologist in Oklahoma City who just gave this interview and said that if these cuts are made, it's not a matter of, if there will be deaths. He says there will be deaths because of this. So first, I want to get your thoughts on how serious these cuts could be.
And yes, short answer is yes, I completely agree. There will be deaths from this.
But this matters because, NOAA and the federal government keeps track of things like climate resilience, our security, the fishing industry. These are all things that are important, and it's mission driven, not profit driven. So, if you're talking about some of these agencies need to probably be privatized, just remember, that currently the public agencies like NOAA are, mission focused from a public point of view. If you want to talk about privatizing those, I don't know that profit is the greatest way to keep track of, weather impact or climate impact. I don't know that has our best interests in mind.
Yeah, we could find ourselves in the place where they start naming hurricanes after they try to brand them.
Yeah.
Like the Mountain Dew hurricane.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll be doing that soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so lastly, I wanted to bring up the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute. That is an organization that also falls under NOAA, and they do research on vessels and deep sea submersibles and collaborates globally to advance understanding of marine systems from the seafloor to the surface. And their mission about oceanography and biology and climate science fall under NOAA through grants. And I was interested in doing this topic because the Woods Hole Institute is in Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Right.
And in the movie, there's even some clips of the Woods Hole ferry that leaves Woods Hole and takes passengers and vehicles from Woods Hole to Martha's Vineyard.
Oh.
And in the movie, Martha's Vineyard, a real place in Massachusetts, stands in for Amity Island.
Right.
One of the reasons I love the movie Jaws is because of all the scenes, the New England beach scenes and the scenes from Martha's Vineyard, which I've visited many times.
Yes.
And it just reminds me of summer in New England.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the ferries, all those pictures, I just was watching the movie recently and I was like, yeah, that's the Woods Hole ferry. I took that ferry. I took it with our car.
Oh, cool.
On the ferry with our car.
You drove your family truckster onto the ferry?
Yeah. Yeah. And we stayed a few days on Martha's Vineyard, which is a beautiful place. Also, the village scenes, that's actually the village of Edgartown, which is one of the, 3 or 4 towns or villages on Martha's Vineyard. The Amity Village is actually the village of Edgartown. And when we were there a few years ago, they still have signs that they've kept, the store owners that say like Amity Druggist, Amity Pharmacy, Amity Ice Cream, know?
Yeah.
And they were from the movie. They're like artifacts from the movie that are hanging in the shops on Martha's Vineyard.
That's kind of cool.
It is cool. It is cool. And so it's cool watching the movie and seeing these places that I remember and that I've been to, like the beach, like Edgartown. There's also a scene where the mayor is traveling across this little channel. It's a little ferry that you can put a car on, and his red Cadillac is on this. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the Chappaquiddick ferry.
Oh.
So there's a little island off Martha's Vineyard called Chappaquiddick.
Right.
And which the islanders call Chappie sometimes.
Chappie? Is that you?
So, but in the movie, his red Cadillac is being ferried across this little waterway. There's only room for his car on this little thing.
Yeah, it's a small ferry, yeah.
So that was fun to watch the movie and have the scenes of places that I remember vacationing. You know, it's
Right.
just a really nice place. I recommend it.
All right. Well, listen, your comments there is an excellent segue into the movie.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Jaws. It's a 1975 film, Mike,
Yeah.
and it was based on a best-selling novel from just the year prior by Peter Benchley, and
Yes.
and this was his first book.
Yes.
So how's that for early success?
I didn't know it was his first book.
Yeah, he never hit gold like that again.
Yeah.
But it was really all he really needed, right? Because it spawned the film and multiple sequels. It pretty much set him up for life.
Yeah. I remember the book being such a hit and people reading it at the beach.
Yeah. And in the film, there's a TV news interviewer in
Yeah.
the movie, and that's played by Benchley.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he actually
Yeah.
got to be in the film, which is nice for him. Speaking of firsts, it was Spielberg's first blockbuster. He had only directed just a few smaller films prior. So this is really his first big film.
Yeah. Well, how old was he? Wasn't he really young? Frenchie, do you know how old Spielberg was? Okay, here it is, Doug. Frenchie's telling me that he was 27 when he was filming Jaws. Boy, that's a youngster.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not as young as I thought, but yeah, that's young.
Yeah.
And Jaws is really the first modern film to be given the term blockbuster.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and after that, the term blockbuster started being used to apply to other successful films. Notably the next one. Can you guess what the next blockbuster film was after Jaws?
Jaws 2?
No. Guess again.
E.T.
E.T. phone home.
Close. Star Wars. Yeah.
Oh,
So E.T. was
Okay.
later on, but Star Wars was just made like 2 years later. And then that just kicked off a whole stream of, summer blockbusters is a big category.
Dr. Evil, while you were in space, I created a way for us to make huge sums of legitimate money.
yeah.
But Jaws was made for $9 million, Mike, which is not a lot of money for a film. And just to show you how strict the studio was with Spielberg, because it was his first big film,
Yeah.
Spielberg had to spend $3,000 of his own money to reshoot a scene because he wanted more of a scare factor.
Wow.
So the studio was like, 9 million, no more. The official take from the movie, Mike, was 490 million.
Wow.
Frenchie's telling me that is a 5,344% increase.
That's more.
That is more. Mike, did you know that Frenchie really likes numbers? He does. All right. Well, listen, Mike, before we delve more into the film, let's talk a little bit about the book. When they got Spielberg on board, he read the book and he said he found most of the characters unsympathetic and he felt like he wanted the shark to win. And so the screenwriters, with Spielberg's help, they really did a great job adapting the book, because the book, Mike, really did a bunch of things differently.
Yeah.
Which I will point out as we go on.
Okay.
All right. Now, Mike, the soundtrack was done by John Williams, very well-known guy, of course, right?
Yes.
But this is 1975. And even though it was, a long time ago, this wasn't John Williams's first film. He had done a number of soundtracks or music for films before. He actually had won an Academy Award in 1972 for Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh.
So he was a known entity, but he became very well known and popular once he did Jaws.
Well,
So-
the music is kind of a character in Jaws, isn't it?
It is, yes. And we'll talk about the music in a second, or the theme. But he won an Academy Award again for Jaws, and then again for Star Wars.
Wow.
So as the modern blockbusters started to roll out, John Williams was very much on board with those.
Wow. Yeah.
And this was his first big film, as I said, doing a soundtrack. And you can hear the similarity in his soundtrack and Jaws with some notes in other films, like notably
Yeah.
Indiana Jones. I was rewatching one of those, and the soundtrack there, like very similar, tones to Jaws.
Like indications of danger,
Yeah, just the notes. And then the Jaws theme is, of course, as you said, famous. Its ominous two-note ostinato has become a shorthand for approaching danger. Did you know that's called an ostinato, Mike?
Who doesn't?
Well,
I'm joking. No, I did not know that.
That's right, yes. Okay, Mike, now do you want to guess how many Academy Awards the film won?
Oh, 4.
Very close. It won 3.
Okay.
So it won the best score, music, like I said, and it also won film editing and sound.
Yeah.
It was also nominated for Best Director and also Best Picture, which it lost to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, yeah.
You may remember we mentioned that in our episode 14, American Oligarchy in Wall Street. Michael Douglas won his first Academy Award from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Because he was a producer and it won Best Picture.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And by the way, Spielberg was not happy about losing Best Director. He really wanted that. And he deserved
Didn't
it.
he? I mean, didn't he kind of rescue it from disaster?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He made it happen.
Yes.
Most other directors would have not been as successful for sure.
Yeah. It was so much involved. I mean, as far as the shark and the boats and the beach, and it wasn't just directing a screenplay.
Sharks and boats and beaches. Oh my.
Yes.
So we'll delve into that a little bit more.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the island. Like you mentioned, in the movie, it's on an island beach resort called Amity Island, right?
Yes.
Which is fictional and actually is filmed on, as you said, Martha's Vineyard.
Yes.
Or as you might say, Mike, Martha's Vineyard.
Very good, Doug. Martha's
good?
Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And humorously, in the beginning of the film, the characters are sort of like they're from New York City and they're trying to fit in and they're testing their accents.
Amity, you say yard. They're in the yard, not too far from the car.
It is funny that Amity is fictional, but it's funny how other things use that name, like Amityville Horror.
Yeah.
I've seen it in a couple things, Amity. I don't know. Maybe because it starts with the letter A. It's like the first thing they pick.
Doesn't it mean friendship?
Yeah, maybe.
The shark just wanted to be friends.
It just wants a hug, Mike. All right. So now the movie, it starts at dusk with hippies on the beach, Mike.
Yeah.
Dirty fucking hippies.
And someone gets sharked. So it's a simple setup. And then the next morning, we see the nice sunny beach as Police Chief Brody is waking up.
Yep.
Brody is played by Roy Scheider.
Yes.
Who has been in a number of films, but I loved him in Marathon Man.
Oh, yeah.
And he was chosen over more well-known actors because Spielberg didn't want the cast to overshadow the story.
Okay.
We know a lot of the actors in the film these days, but when the film came out, they weren't as well known.
Right.
And now in the house on the beach, when they start the movie,
yes.
They're waking up, they're starting their day. And I was laughing, Mike, because when you watch these movies, that are years past, they have these old things that existed back then. So they have like a kitchen phone.
Right.
They have a phone in the kitchen, and it's like one of these big clunky phones with a big metal hook that you hang up. And it's like hanging, it's fastened to the wall, and it's got this really super long cord.
Yes.
You ever have one of those when you were a kid in your house?
Yes.
And you'd pick up the phone and you'd because the cord was so long, you'd go into the other room to get privacy, and you'd close the door on the cord.
Yeah.
I also like the classic Jeep that he drives on the island. Did you notice that
Right.
thing? It's like a really cool classic Jeep. And it sort of reminds me of the same Jeep that the guy drives in that TV show Shrinking.
Oh, yeah.
If
Yep.
you've watched that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chief Brody, Mike, he doesn't like that someone got sharked. And so he wants to put up warning signs, right?
Yeah.
And, that scene where he's getting supplies at the store so his admin, Polly, can make the beaches closed signs, right?
Yes.
Did you notice he goes to grab a paintbrush and ends up accidentally knocking this whole pot of paintbrushes over?
Yeah.
So it turns out that was purely accidental. I thought to myself, oh, is that scripted? But no, it was an accident, and Spielberg loved it, so he kept it in.
Is that right?
Yeah. And so Brody picks up these paintbrushes and he tells his assistant police guy, let Polly do the printing on the signs, because I guess, he doesn't think he has good printing.
You get to work on those signs. Let Polly do the printing.
I have to say, Mike, that you see the signs later in the movie, and Polly really does have nice penmanship.
Wow, I never thought about it, Doug, but you
Yeah.
have some attention to detail there.
Another funny thing is, did you notice that he uses a typewriter to type up the accident report in the office?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, a typewriter. You don't see many of those these days.
Oh.
And then just a little tidbit. There's a misspelling in the report. It says coroner's office instead of coroner's office.
Oh.
Just a little funny thing.
One thing that makes visiting Martha's Vineyard nice is it still has that old feel to it. It feels like an old beach resort from the 50s, or 70s.
That's what makes it awesome.
Yeah.
So in the film, Chief Brody, he wants to shut down the beach, right? But the officials convince him it was a propeller accident.
Yes.
But Chief Brody is keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
So there's the next scene where everyone is filling the beach and he is just looking everywhere to, make sure things are safe.
Yeah.
And I love that scene because it does such a good job of building suspense.
Yes.
And you get to see the crowd and you're just waiting for something to happen. And the scene just really does a good job getting you to think something's going to happen, right? Like you see a dog go swimming and you think, oh, he's going to get snapped up, but he doesn't. And then you see a large lady going in the water and you think, oh, she's probably tastier than a seal, but then she's safe. But, it doesn't last too long. So, there is another death, right?
Yes.
And at that point, people start getting scared. And so a bounty gets posted.
Yes.
So then people from all around start showing up on the little island, right? To hunt the shark. And then I love that scene where they're all clogging the water in rowboats.
Oh, it's crazy. It's mayhem. It's like boats all being crazy. All these crazy guys that want the bounty for the shark.
That's right. Yeah, they're all going out there and some of them have sticks of dynamite. Throwing them in the water. They're pouring chum in the water to kind of attract the shark. And so that's a good scene. And then right after that is the first time we get to see the character Quint.
Yes.
At the council meeting, where he gets everyone's attention. Everyone's arguing and he sits in the back and he runs his fingernails down a chalkboard to get everyone's attention.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike, not many chalkboards out there these days, traditional chalkboards. They're sort of cast out to the island of misfit toys with the rotary dial phones and typewriters.
How would you like to be a spotted elephant?
Or a choo-choo with square wheels on your caboose?
We're all misfits!
So let's talk about Robert Shaw, who plays Quint in the film.
Yeah.
Did you know outside of Jaws, he was best known as a villain in the 1963 James Bond film From Russia with Love?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I love him in that movie. That's a great film. He plays a tremendous villain. He looks completely different. I mean, he aged a lot from when he did that Bond movie. I think Robert Shaw, he's like one of these actors who just did hard living,
Oh,
because
wasn't he a big drinker in real life?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. And so he died just 3 years after Jaws was made.
Oh.
Just 3 years, age 51.
Wow.
Robert Shaw, he didn't stay healthy, so he died young.
Yeah.
So speaking of staying healthy, Mike, can I go off on a tangent for a moment?
One time.
Can I go off?
Go ahead.
Can I scream, Bobby? One time. Can I scream, Mom? Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just had my physical the other day, and my doctor, he's sort of like a movie character. He's from the Middle East. He got a medical degree from Russia, and he's just a really, happy, pleasant fella. And he sort of reminds me, who reminds me of in Indiana Jones? His friend.
I am the monarch of the sea. I am the ruler of the...
Who's Indiana Jones' buddy when he goes to Egypt?
I don't know.
Frenchie's chiming in, Mike. His buddy is Salah.
Oh.
Anyway, so my doctor sort of reminds me of that guy, like little bit like always pleasant, always happy, like, hello, my friends,
Yeah.
Like I come into the office. Oh, hello, Doug. Good to see you. You look healthy, And so I'm in there just the other day getting a physical, and I had gone and gotten blood work, right, Mike? And so he's
Yes.
got this like long set of pages in front of him with like my blood test results and everything. And he opens it up or starts flipping through it, and his face lights up like he just won the lotto or something. And he's saying, "Oh my goodness, look at how beautiful these numbers are." And he's reading this long list of lab results, and I have no idea what these numbers mean.
Yeah.
And he's like, Doug, look. Oh, these hemoglobin A1C numbers are fantastic. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take your word for it. He's like, Doug, look at these platelet numbers. He's like, oh, and like, he says a number like, 1.2. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't know what any of these numbers mean, but I just know he's excited about them. So, God bless my doctor. He's like, Doug, liver function is perfect. Your kidneys are perfect. You have the best blood I've ever seen. If anybody needs blood, you are the guy. That's what you need in a doctor, like your own personal fan club.
Good. That is a good bedside manner.
He's the kind of guy you want to be giving you bad news. Oh, Doug, listen, I've got bad news, but you've lived a very good life.
Holy smoke, my friends! I'm so pleased you're not dead!
Okay, Mike, well, listen, back to the film. So people are hunting for the shark, and oceanographic scientist Matt Hooper shows up.
Matt Hooper, I'm from the Oceanographic Institute.
And you were talking about, how that's a real institute.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Woods Hole Institute.
Yeah. Hooper, of course, is played brilliantly by Richard Dreyfuss.
Yes.
Who was not well known at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because the screenwriters were really redoing a lot from the book, Spielberg told Dreyfuss, don't read the book. Basically, he made him more likable in the film. Yeah. But in the book, he's not like that likable a chap. But in the scene where we're introduced to Matt Hooper,
yes,
it's a great scene where he's examining the body of the shark victim.
Yeah, that's a good scene.
Yeah. And we just, and it's beautiful because we feel the severity of it just by watching his reaction, right?
Yes.
And
right.
his commentary. The camera doesn't really show the body. It's all like Dreyfuss letting us know how serious it is by the way he just delivers his lines, which is really wonderful.
Well, this is not a boat accident. It wasn't any propeller. It wasn't any coral reef. And it wasn't Jack the Ripper.
He's all sweaty. And,
yeah, he's like taking off his glasses, rubbing his forehead, taking a deep breath, asking for a little glass of water.
Yeah.
And so the gangs of bounty hunters, they do catch a shark, and they're like, yay, we got the shark, right?
Yeah.
Yay, we got it. And Hooper's like, dude, that's a tiger shark.
But what kind? What kind of shark?
It's a tiger shark.
A what?
Now, did you know that was a real shark carcass that they hung there?
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was big too.
It was big.
But it wasn't 20 foot.
That's right. It wasn't Jaws big.
Yeah.
After that scene, Hooper goes over to the Brody's house for dinner, right? And he brings 2 bottles of wine, a red and a white, because he's not sure what meal that they were going to be serving, right?
Yeah.
You know, Mike, certain meals are supposed to only match with certain wines. If you're
Oh,
cultured.
thanks for that, Doug.
Yeah,
Thank
if
you.
you're cultured,
Yeah.
Mike, you know this.
Let me write this down.
Yeah. Ironically, this is how Shaw's character in the Bond movie, right, was discovered because his character, Bond, saw him pair red wine with fish and he got busted.
Red wine with fish. Well, that should have told me something.
Now, this dinner, Mike, where Hooper comes over, this is one of these pieces where the film differs from the book, because in the book, Brody's wife, Ellen, has an affair with Hooper.
Oh.
Which is one of the reasons why he's considered, a bad character in the book.
Yeah.
But in the film, they just have a nice dinner, which I think is better.
Yeah.
Now, the mayor, Mike, as you noted, drives the Cadillac.
Yeah.
And he is a classic uncaring politician that just wants tourist money, right?
Yeah.
Even if a few people get gobbled up.
Yeah.
And of course, another victim falls prey. And Spielberg, again, a great scene of people in the water panicking, when there's another shark attack. It sort of reminds me of how he directs the opening scene in Saving Private Ryan.
Oh.
Just like chaos in the water.
Yeah.
Again, here's another plot point that differs from the book, Mike. In the book, the mayor is in the hands of the mafia.
Oh.
Which is why he keeps the beaches open, because he needs the money to pay the mob.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the film, he's just, he's just a greedy politician.
Yeah, he's kind of a car salesman looking guy with he always has like a loud plaid sport coat on.
Yeah, right, yeah.
For the best price in town, come on down to Crazy Hubs. We got vans!
All right, so in the next major scene, Hooper and Brody go out to sail with Quint in his boat.
Yes.
His boat's called the Orca, Mike.
Right.
And actually, that's the name of another movie, but that film didn't come out till 2 years later, so it's not like there was a real connection there.
Right.
And Spielberg made the decision to film out in open water, versus building a little pond or lake or something at the studio.
Right.
And it was, in my opinion, it was a great decision.
Yeah.
And Jaws was the first major motion picture to be shot out on the ocean.
Yeah.
And the scenes are amazing, but it did come with its own set of problems, right?
Right.
Like in a typical 12-hour day of shooting, only 4 hours were problem-free. They had all kinds of problems out there.
Right.
Lots of mechanical shark problems.
Who doesn't have that though?
Exactly. One of the sharks, the skin was made of neoprene foam that soaked up the water. Like it soaked it up and bloated, right?
Yeah.
Ironically, that's what happened 18 years later, Mike, when Spielberg was directing Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Yeah, the T-Rex had that same problem. Like it started to rain where they were filming, in Costa Rica or whatever. And the T-Rex totally ballooned up. So I guess Spielberg forgot to learn that lesson because it happened with the shark.
Did the mechanical shark have a name? Because I saw something where the shark's name was Bruce. They called the mechanical shark Bruce. And I think in Finding Nemo, one of the shark's names was Bruce.
Hello. Name's Bruce.
It's a good theory, Mike. All right. So like I said, these ocean scenes are really enjoyable. One scene I really like is when they're out in the water.
Yep.
And it's all quiet. Quint is doing some fishing and they're chatting in the background. And then all of a sudden you see like in Quint's face,
the reel starts to click.
Yeah, it starts to click a little bit. And I love how
and nobody else is noticing it, but Quint notices, and we the audience notice, obviously, because Spielberg is showing the reel.
Yeah.
It's great directing.
But then the fishing line gets broken, so nothing really happens yet.
Yeah.
But the buildup and the steps that go into it, I really appreciate. Now, that Spielberg said that all these shark failures really was a godsend because it forced him to film more like Hitchcock, where, the real scare, the real fear is in the waiting.
Yes. And
we're doing just that. We're all waiting in suspense. And then comes the great moment, Mike, where Brody is tossing Chum out into the water and just casually, and he turns and he sees the shark for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
He gives that classic line.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
That's right. Yeah.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Now, when they were filming that, he delivered that line pretty quickly after the shark.
Yeah.
And when they were showing it to initial audiences, the audience had such a loud reaction to the fright of the shark.
Yeah.
That the noise the audience made was overwhelming Brody's line.
Oh.
And so they refilmed it, or re-edited it rather, to put a pause in there to give the audience a moment to be surprised. That's interesting. It shows, just how much thought goes into the editing of a film or a podcast, Frenchie. So now that they've seen the shark, Mike, that thing is terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're scurrying about, their boat, right? And I love these scenes, right? Where you see their feet moving around the side of the boat and slipping, right?
Yeah.
It's just really well done. And Brody and Hooper, they're arguing. One of them's go out there and tie down the rope. And the guy's like, I'm not going near there.
Yeah.
And then there's the classic extended scene, Mike, where the guys are down in the boat drinking and talking and telling stories.
Right.
Those stories are really well done. Robert Shaw does a great job telling his story. Shows his false tooth. They compare scars, right?
Yeah.
And I listen, I have a feeling that, they probably really were drinking when they're doing this scene.
Yeah, I think they were.
Yeah, because Dreyfus, he really seemed drunk because he was laughing his ass off.
Well, I love when they're singing, "Show me the way to go home."
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tired and I want to go to bed. And they're all pounding on the table. No idea, like partying it up, and then the shark ruins their fun.
Right. Yep. The shark does. And so now the film is kicking up into a higher gear of action, right?
Yes.
And I love these scenes where like Quint is just constantly yelling at Hooper,
Right.
because Hooper's up trying to like steer the boat or whatever.
Yeah.
And Hooper, he starts to sound like, Scotty from Star Trek, because he's saying stuff like, I can't rev that high. It's not going to take it,
Yeah.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. If I push it any harder, the whole thing will blow.
Everyone's always pushing the engineer, Mike. And so now they find the shark again, or it finds them, and they start hooking more barrels into him, right?
Right.
And now they have to wait for the barrels to come to rest so they can tie the ropes to the boat to try to pull the shark in. And these are great scenes too, like you start to see the tremendous force that the shark, is putting out.
Right.
And Hooper gets caught by a rope around his legs, right?
Right.
And they're getting in a few shots here and there. And it's funny, like how Brody is firing his useless pistol,
Right.
Pop, take that. Doing nothing. But the shark is too strong and it's just pulling the boat all over the place. Barrels flying around.
Yeah.
Ships getting waterlogged.
Right. The ship's taking on water because he's pulling it down.
Yeah. And then it sort of calms down and they have like a brief respite, right? As they sit on this sinking boat.
Yeah.
And then they decide to use the shark cage.
Yes.
And the shark attacks the cage and just destroys it. But Hooper like dodges and then swims down and hides in some coral. Now, in the book, Mike, did you know that after the shark destroys the cage, he kills and eats Hooper?
Oh.
Yeah. So now, Mike, the shark is coming up on the sinking boat, and that's where he snaps up Quint, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And that's a terrific death scene.
Yeah.
Quint is fighting and kicking, and
that was, some people say, reminiscent of Moby Dick.
Right.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of foreshadowing for Spielberg's later film Jurassic Park again, when the lawyer gets gobbled up by the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spielberg loves filming people getting gobbled up.
Yeah.
Like it's not looking good for Brody. Like he's the last one on the boat and he's staying on a little bit of the boat to just stay above the water.
Yeah.
And then of course, the shark is coming at him and he has one last chance and he shoots the air tank in the shark's mouth and boom.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Fire, you son of a...
Now, in the book, Mike, did you know that the shark doesn't die from like a tank explosion?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, in the book, the shark just gets tired from all the harpoons and just dies.
Okay.
like a little bit anticlimactic. It just gets tired and is like and just sinks into the water. So I think it's nicer in the film. And then I love how Hooper then pops up out of the water and he's like, "What did I miss?"
And he says to Brody, "Quint." And that's all he says, and I think Brody just shakes his head.
That's right, shakes his head.
No,
yeah,
they don't have to like relive the whole story. Well, this is what happened,
That's right.
That's all you gotta do for the movie. Is like, Quint. No.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, Hooper, it was quite the sight. Yeah, and then they swim. They swim on some debris back to the island, and that's the movie. So Brody and Hooper make it back, and Mike, they saved 10 grand because that's what they were going to pay Quint. Well, Mike, I think it's time for this episode to sail off into the sunset.
Sure. Yeah. Good one though, Doug.
Yeah, that was a good film.
Yeah. Classic.
All right. Well, for all of us here at Politics and a Movie, thank you for listening. And you can check out our website at politicsandamovie.com. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Doug.
And thank you, Frenchie.
Au revoir, Frenchie.
Show me the way.